Group Captain Sir Douglas Robert Stoyart Bader, CBE, DSO and Bar, DFC and Bar, DL, Phrase, /B, D, R/, February 21, 1910, September 5, 1982, was a Royal Air Force flying ace during the Second World War. He was credited with 22 aerial victories, 4 shared victories, 6 probables, 1 shared probable and 11 enemy aircraft damaged. 1-2. Bader joined the RAF in 1928, and was commissioned in 1930. In December 1931, while attempting some aerobatics, he crashed and lost both his legs. Having been on the brink of death, he recovered, retook flight training, passed his check flights and then requested reactivation as a pilot. Although there were no regulations applicable to his situation, he was retired against his will on medical grounds. 3. After the outbreak of the Second World War in 1939, however, Douglas Bader returned to the RAF and was accepted as a pilot. He scored his first victories over Dunkirk during the Battle of France in 1940. He then took part in the Battle of Britain and became a friend and supporter of Air Vice Marshal Trafford Leigh-Mallory and his big wing experiments. In August 1941, Bader bailed out over German-occupied France and was captured. Soon afterward, he met and was befriended by Adolf Galland, a prominent German fighter ace. 4. Despite his disability, Bader made a number of escape attempts and was eventually sent to the prisoner of war camp at Colditz Castle. He remained there until April 1945 when the camp was liberated by the 1st United States Army. Bader left the RAF permanently in February 1946 and resumed his career in the oil industry. During the 1950s, a book and a film, Reach for the Sky, chronicled his life and RAF career to the end of the Second World War. Bader campaigned for the disabled and in the Queen's Birthday Honours 1976 was appointed a Knight Bachelor for services to disabled people. 5. He continued to fly until ill health forced him to stop in 1979. Bader died, aged 72, on September 5, 1982, after a heart attack. Bader was born on February 21, 1910 in St. John's Wood, London, the second son of Frederick Roberts Bader, a civil engineer, and his wife Jessie Scott Mackenzie. 6-7, his first 2 years were spent with McCann relatives in the Isle of Man while his father, accompanied by Bader's mother and older brother Frederick, named after his father but called Derek to distinguish the two, returned to his work in India after the birth of his son. At the age of 2, Bader joined his parents in India for a year. When his father resigned from his job in 1913, the family moved back to London 8, and settled in Kew. 9. Bader's father saw action in the First World War in the Royal Engineers, and was wounded in action in 1917. He remained in France after the war, where, having attained the rank of major, he died in 1922 of complications from those wounds in a hospital in Saint-Omer, the same area where Bader would bail out and be captured in 1941. 10. Bader's mother was remarried shortly thereafter to the Reverend Ernest William Hobbs. Bader was subsequently brought up in the rectory of the village of Sprotborough, near Doncaster, West Riding of Yorkshire. 11. Bader's mild-mannered stepfather did not become the father figure he needed. 12. His mother showed little interest in Bader and sent him to his grandparents on occasion. Without guidance, Bader became unruly. During one incident with an air gun, Bader shot a noted local lady through a bathroom window, as she was about to enter a bath. Later, an argument with Derek about the suffering inflicted by a pellet saw him being shot in the shoulder at point-blank range.